Guys, how's it going? It's 12:49, January 26, 2016. Just getting myself ready for the day, and this has been a regular occurrence lately. Server's been really picking up. I'm just gonna click this one button here. Just came up while I started recording. So um, we've got dispatcher on duty right now, and also lots of trains that are heading in the one direction. There is some there is some northbounds that are available, and what I kind of wanted to mention this without sounding too critical or I don't know, how would you say, anal maybe is the word, I guess. It had been brought up to me by at least one other user, and I tend to agree with what they're saying. Um, Normally, if you're going to dispatch, and there's an example right there. You just saw it actually. It happened right before my eyes. Um, Most people aren't going to tell you how far they want to go, or let me see here. I'm just reading it here. Okay, so he said he's got to do a pause at Summit or something like that. So I'm glad I caught this before that signal was canceled. Um, Generally, what you want to do, as far as if you're going to dispatch, and what'll happen with AI coming up is there's two trains that are currently available right now, which could be coming out of. We've got one coming out of BNSF that's released that could come out at any time, and there's a departure coming out of West Colton that was built this morning that could come out at any time as well. Now it's very easy to go ahead and just do like what was just done and cancel all the signals. And yeah, true, that's easy enough, but prototypically, usually that doesn't happen. What normally would happen is this train here, for example, the one that's going to West Colton, would probably be given maybe a signal up to about here. Now, that's only 4 blocks away, but then within the next 15 minutes, it would be monitored and then probably cleared through. So the problem with multiplayer and what the real world is the dispatcher usually has a train sheet, and he knows roughly or a good estimate as to when trains are actually going to come out. This area here is a little tough, so what basically you can do is you can put it up to Slover, hold the signal right there, and once he gets within range, give him one more on the main. Then if all else fails and he's coming into the approach Slover, whoever's in the departure at Pepper is going to have to wait. If somebody called for Pepper right now, then the argument is that he could actually probably meet the train up at Slover. So that's one. And I mean, it's coming very close. So I mean, this is something that might be happening within minutes. But this train would have never been set up earlier to go all the way, which it has been for some time, in case that happens. Likewise, this one here, he just actually called for that he wanted to pause or whatever it be. Um, you can always ask how long that pause is going to be, but that's really not the point. The point is, if a train's coming out of LA, there's a lot of things that can happen too. If a train's coming out of LA, you don't want to uh, clear all the way from the summit. You have a potential train coming out of LA. Also, the other thing too is crews generally should give you some warning as to when they're going to stop. And this is for any crews that are running, especially with the dispatcher. You should always give the dispatcher plenty of advance warning that how far you can go, when you're going to be able to change a crew, so that he can not give too many signals ahead. You basically want it so that, say for example, I don't know here. Usually I go about a half an hour ahead, so you can even go as far as baseline. And then while this train was cleared, you can do the same thing and clear to baseline. You can always cancel signals; it's not a problem, and it does happen when all of a sudden changes happen. But at the same time, too, if he's just going to pause, you can keep the signal set up to baseline, see what happens, ask him how long he's going to be, blah blah blah, and then from there take it from there. And I'm like I said, I don't want to sound anal. I'm just trying to give some advice, dispatching wise. Um, from my experience, don't clear routes. I've seen some routes where people, and I'm not talking about, this isn't just to pick on dispatching either. This is basically anybody who's running on the server. If you're running a train, I've seen trains lit up all the way from one end to the other, and it just, it looks it looks kind of ridiculous because it really doesn't happen, especially when you have these trains that are sitting down here. If you have a train that's say on the Mojave sub here, okay, and you got this guy going right here, what you might do is, okay, so coming from Stockton, he's heading this way. What you might do is you might clear him up, like I said, usually halfway or half an hour. So you could theoretically get him at least going to Edwards, and once he's underway, once he's started and he's underway, if he gets close to Edwards and there's still nothing going on there, you could at that point clear all the way to the start signal, the entrance signal at Silt. So that's just some advice that I wanted to throw in there. I'm glad I saw that like the actual signal cancel while this was going on. And I said, it's not, I'm not trying to nitpick. I'm not trying to be anal or anything like that. I'm just trying to give advice on what really happens realistically, and we're trying to achieve realistic situations on our servers. So try not to clear so much track. It's, I guess, the key thing. Both dispatchers and anybody who's running. If you're going to clear a signal, and the other thing too is use the external dispatcher. It's a good tool that, and I believe it's all been set up here because I notice the signals are canceling, which is perfect. It doesn't have to be. It's probably not set up on this one. If I right mouse click, no. See, it says leave clear, but it's already set up to cancel on another external dispatcher. All it takes is one external dispatcher program that's connected to the network to say, okay, cancel signals. I'll just set that anyways, just in case, but I don't think that would matter. So I'll go back to drop to red. But all it takes is one drop to signal on the network, and that will drop all the signals. So that makes it easy to clean up your signals as well. If you don't have external dispatcher, it's easy to get. You can go over to Run8 Depot. I believe it's available there. I think that's the only place it's available, if I'm not mistaken. But you can just basically pick it up there, and hopefully that's an informative little video. Probably a little bit too long, but anyways, talk to you next time.